distinguished colleagues. My name is Ahmed Ibrahim
Former Deputy.
Lawan. I represent Yobe North, Senatorial District. Mr. President, let me say from the outset that I support this motion wholeheartedly. And let me say that when democracy sometimes is referred to as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, I think it's more of talking the local government level. All of us here, including Mr. President, when elections will be held, even for the presidency, we go back to our local government areas. And that is where the efficiency and effectiveness of governance should be instituted and maintained. Alas, what we have is a reverse. Mr. President, today's situation, and I mean the security situation of Nigeria, can be attributed to the comatose state of our local government system in Nigeria. Those days when the local government functioned, whether it was native authority or whatever, we had better security arrangements and were safer and better and more secured than now. And until the local government system functions, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, will be on a wild goose chase. Our security will continue to be deleterious. And therefore, here is the challenge. The political elites in Nigeria, regardless of what level you play your politics, our challenge is, let's be patriotic enough. Let's be statesmanly enough. Come together. Federal government, that is the presidency, the National Assembly, the state governors, the state assemblies, and even the local governments, and fashion out with a finality how and why our local governments should now function better. I think it will be asking Mr. President too much to say Mr. President should deal with this issue. This is a democracy. Mr. President takes the lead, but we also have full responsibility and obligations to support in whatever way we can through constitutional amendments and alterations, and our governors too. They have strong responsibilities. In fact, it's when we come together in a room that we can tell ourselves the truth. And if we decide to be truthful to ourselves, then this issue must be resolved. Local governments must be effective, must be guaranteed as the Constitution states very clearly. And of course, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I will also urge that we find a way on improving the capacity of those who run the local government system. Because I believe that this requires devolution of powers, giving the local governments a lot more because they are closer to the people. In fact, you hear the states saying they want the federal government to devolve powers to them. So far they have, I think, their hands full because they have taken most of their own and part of what the local governments are supposed to do. And therefore, what we need to do is to insist on constitution amendment, but also I like that prayer too, where there will be a true dialogue led by Mr. President, where we tell ourselves the truth, we lead Nigerians who have been given the mandate, and we must be truthful to ourselves, that until we let the local government function, this country will remain, God forbid, under this kind of insecurity and, of course, uncertain economic and political development. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Please, I can see people are